Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about principles today. I'm just a regular dude, so I'm not that educated, but it's kind of, I keep saying the same thing. It's kind of common sense. We know what principles are. We know, and we learn from even before we can understand words, we learn. As when we're infants, we learn to walk, right? They said we learn to walk. And actually, what we learn to do is to cooperate with a principle called gravity, right? And what we found was that it's easier to hold on to something and stand up. You can watch a baby grow, and it's fascinating to watch because we all do the same thing. We learn from our experience, and our experience tells us that if I hold on to the table, the baby stands up. He can stand up longer, and he lets go, and he falls down. He learns to hold on to the table, right? And then he learns how to walk and run and all this stuff. But what we're really doing is we're not learning anything. We're learning how to cooperate with life because life has these principles. And one of them is that in this space and time, there's this thing called gravity. And very few people understand really what that is, but we learn to cooperate with it. And as we cooperate with it, we get two-wheel bicycle. We have to learn all over again how to cooperate in a new environment on two wheels, right? And so same thing, skiing, skating, all these things, right? And we learn how to cooperate with that principle, and it's something that's already there. And when we cooperate with it, we're empowered to do more, right? And now you watch these athletes and stuff. It's incredible stuff. They fly through the air on these skis and flip over in the air, and there's no way you can figure out how to do that. You just can't figure it out. You can learn how to cooperate on a deeper level and a lot of practice, but letting go and trusting that you already in tune. You're already in tune, and you can make these incredible leaps and the amazing things that people do today, skateboards and all the things that they do, and the athletes. I mean, it's phenomenal. And we want to say they're doing great, and they are. They're doing fantastic things, but what they're really doing is cooperating with gravity, right? So let's just leave it at that for a minute now. Suppose that if you cooperate with gravity, and if you find out what these principles are in life, and you cooperate with them, you could be empowered to do more, right? Would make sense, right? Because we already know about gravity. That's just one principle. Well, there's a million principles, but people don't even take the time to, well, what is the principle here? Cooperation is a principle. When I cooperate with things, I can learn more. We can do more things together when we cooperate than when we fight against each other. Sometimes it's a competition, where one group competes against another, but within the small groups, they have to cooperate together to come up with the best thing, right? Well, it's a no-brainer, right? We should cooperate in the world. Right? We should cooperate with each other and learn how to live together. But we have separate agendas, but they have nothing to do with the principle. That's something in our mind made up that tells us that we're different than other people, and we need to do it differently. So I wanted to just open the conversation about what principles are. Like I said, I'm not an educator. I don't have a lot of schooling and all that kind of stuff, but it's just obvious stuff when you notice it. But most of us fail to notice these principles, and we run into conflict in our life, and we wonder why we're hurting so bad. Why are we in pain? Why are we suffering so much? Somehow the universe is saying you're not cooperating with some principle. So we'll talk about that again in the future video. Thank you.